Lämpimästi tervetuloa seuraavaan Mirjam Helin laulukilpailun järjestämää Luca Pisaronin mestarikurssia. Mukava nähdä teitä täällä näin runsaslukuisina ja tervetuloa mukaan myös kaikki striimin ääressä seuraavat. Muistuttaisin kaikkia, että suljettehan matkapuhelimenne, että ne eivät häiritse tässä mestarikurssin kulkua. Meillä on ilo saada meille opettajaksi tänään Luca Pisaroni, basso-baritoni Italiasta, joka toimii myös Mirjam Helin laulukilpailun tuomariston jäsenenä. Yleisöllä on harvoin mahdollisuus päästä seuraamaan tällaista, niin voi sanoa jopa, että intiimiä laulunopetusta, mutta tänään siihen on hieno mahdollisuus ja vielä huippuosaajan kanssa. Meillä on 4 laulajaa, joista ensimmäisenä tänään laulaa meille Johannes Pessi Mozartin aarian Ai già vinta la causa operasta Figaron häät. Toisena laulajana on Valeria Girardello, mezzo-soprano, joka laulaa meille Azucenan aarian Strida la vampa Verdin operasta Troubadouri. Kolmantena laulaa tenori Filip Filipović ja hän laulaa Che c'è lì manina Rodolfon aarian La Bohème operasta. Ja viimeisenä on baritoni Gabriel Rollinson, joka laulaa Donizettin aarian Bella siccome un angelo operasta Don Pasquale. But now I want to warmly welcome Luca Pisaroni. Please, the stage is yours.
I'll be listening from there.
Okay. And pianist today is of course Tuula Hällström.
Hai già vinta la causa? Cosa sento? In qual hacio io catea? Perfidi, io voglio tal moda punirmi. A piacer mio la sentenza sarà. Ma se pagasse la vecchia pretendente bacarla in qua maniera e poi Antonio che è un incognito Figaro ricusa di dare una nipote in matrimonio. Coltivando l'orgoglio di questo mendigatto tutto ciò va un raggiro il colpo è fatto vedrò mentr'io sospiro felice un servo mio e un ben che m'addesio ei possener d'avrà vedrò per manca amore unita vile oggetto qui me desto un affetto che per me poi non ha che per me poi non ha vedrò mentre sospiro felice un servo mio vedrò che impecchio desio ei posseter torna vedrò per manca amore unita vile oggetto che me resta un affetto che per me poi non ha che per me poi non ha vedrò 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 tace, tu non asesti audace, per dare a me tormento, e forse ancor per ridere di mia infelicità. Già la speranza sola delle vendette mie quest'anima consola, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa. Ah, che lasciarti in pace non vo che sto contento, tu non avesti audace per dare a me tormento, e forse ancor per ridere di mia infelicità. Già la speranza sola delle vendette mie quest'anima consola, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar.
It's really great. Everybody knows the story and where we are in the opera? Yes, great. I adore this aria because I think the most beautiful thing is the recitativo accompagnato at the beginning. And I remember once I had an audition with Antonio Pappano, and he made me work only on the recitativo, and he didn't care about the aria. He said, and the only thing I'm missing about, for me, is just the recitativo is like a painting, and there are different phases, and I need to see it. I need to see your brain going through, thinking. And at the moment I feel it's a little bit one color. And I think especially when there is an accompagnato, we need to push a little bit the limit. And there are points where the conductor will wait for you, and the moments where you have to be with him. But when you are free, I think you should take your time. I have one, technically, obviously, you're doing great. This is a very difficult aria, and I promise you the F sharp is the most difficult F sharp because it's an aria that sits on Ds, and there is a tendency, and I had it too, to make the Ds as big as you can, and then when the F sharp arrives, you're like, ouch, I forgot I have a F sharp to sing. So you need to find a mixture between a big sound and a sound that is protected so that you are easy. I honestly think, but that's my take, yeah, and it's my personal taste. You sing a little bit too horizontal for me. You sing a little bit too like this, and I think especially as a man, to help us find the place in the mouth, this is like an Italian pure This is the perfect position because it gives you the height and the depth. So inside, I always think shape, and then obviously you have to adjust depending on the vowels, right? But sometimes, and you have some bilar, mi fa, and they sound a little bit constricted, a little bit narrow. Yeah. And then when you go, it's wonderful. Yeah. So you need to try to find the same space that you have on the other vowels. Yeah. And it works for me that sometimes when I do some things, I always say I play the dumb singer, which is, but at least you find a space in the throat, okay? Because even if you are a high baritone, the medium low is where you are gonna sit most of the time. Yeah. That's your Fach. Yeah, yes, you're going to sing high notes. But the middle of the voice is the most important. So I really would like a rich, round sound in the middle. And because the shining and how you say, the roundness of the voice on the top is already there because of your being a high baritone, okay? So you need to work, you have to bring that thing down. Sometimes you have to think the thing up. In this case, he has to work so the voice sounds even. If I may say, and then I promise I shut up, if I may say, I want to give you a couple of suggestions for the recitativo. And then you don't have to do what I want. You do what you want, but I need to see it. Whatever it is, right? You feel it forte, I feel it piano, but show me, okay? Because for me, the beginning, hai già vinto. You know, it's like a Figaro that says, cos'è nato? And you go, hai già vinto la causa. Papam. Cosa sento in quel forte gioio cadea. And then anger, pam, and the orchestra helps you. Perfidi, param, pam, pam, perfidi, io voglio di tal modo punirvi. A piacer mio la sentenza sarà. And the aria could be over. Because you have the count and you say, you know what? I will decide for you. But then the orchestra tells you, wait a second. And he starts, the doubt. Ma se pagasse la vecchia pretendente, and always, every time there is a phrase like, ma se pagasse la vecchia pretendente, in Italiano is one phrase, the pause is not there. Never. Because it's like, ma se pagasse la vecchia, no, ma se pagasse la vecchia, so that you give this sense of having endless phrases, even in the pause. Never drop the energy, especially the energy. La vecchia pretendente, and then again, pagarla, but how? E poi vi Antonio, and here the conductor will wait you. Pagarla in qual maniera, This is like total recitativo, in my opinion, yeah? E poi vi Antonio, che ha un incognito Figaro ricusa. This for me, you were too fast. In a big theater, if you go, e poi vi Antonio, che ha un incognito Figaro ricusa di dare nobody's going to understand a word. So even if you want to go fast, connected, with voice, for me, e poi vi Antonio, che ha un incognito Figaro ricusa di dare una... Always in the roundness for me, okay? In matrimonio, and still let the orchestra do the work, because it's a dialogue. You're thinking, coltivando l'orgoglio di questo mentecato. For me, this is brilliant, because the count is so arrogant, and he hates the lower class. But to get what he wants, which is Susanna, he would get the help of anybody. So I love how dismissive he is, but at the end it's like, if it helps me, I'll do anything. Because for me, this aria, it's an unbelievable portrayal of the emotion of the Count, because I always think he always had affairs, but he's crazy about this girl. Probably because he's rejecting him, probably because he's turning 50 almost, and all of a sudden is not attracted to women. Women don't find him as attractive as he used to be. So there is so much emotion into it, and I think it would be nice to see it. Yeah, and when you, for example, in the aria you start, you know, it says vedrò mentre io, the eighth is where I normally put the emphasis. Vedrò mentre io sospiro is there where you advance the phrase, right? And you need to play much more, in my opinion, when you do un ben che in desio piano e posseder dovrà, and then again vedrò per man d'amore, stay in the piano, unito al miglio gettara, che me vestona fe papa, che per me poi non ha, che che per me poi non ha, and the orchestra, vedrò mentre io sospiro, and I hear here your vowels are a little bit too separated. I, vedrò mentre io sospiro. The E and the O are very close, very close for my take. And then at the end it's, ah no, lasciarti in pace. There is so much that the orchestra does, you don't have to give all the time. Most of the work, they do it. And you just go, tu non nascesti audace, in piano, and then tu non nascesti audace. And then, perdare a me, this is to be so legato, because it's anger. And I think anger is much more interesting if it's control. It's much more frightening when somebody says to me, I break your face, then somebody goes, I break your face, honestly, because I really think when somebody is so quiet, I really think, oh, it means it. Okay, so I really want you to take risks about this. And you know, and if the orchestra is too loud, you said the conductor, they play too far. Less.
Okay,
I
have to remember.
Yeah, no, don't worry. It's not, oh, trust me. I've been singing this so many times, and every time it's like I failed. So don't worry. So if you don't mind, you try it again.
Yeah. Hai già vinta la causa? Cosa sento? Quell'ato io cadea.
Yes, great, much better. And if you can, in quell'accio io cadea, because he can't believe it. While you're saying, it's like, I didn't think about it. Oh my God. So I like when I can hear your voice and then all of a sudden there is a sudden, quell'accio io cadea. And yes, the conductor can do anything, so he has to wait for you.
In quell'accio io cadea. Perfidi, io voglio di tal modo punirmi. A piacer mio la sentenza sarà.
Okay. One thing that I would like you to achieve is when you do, most of the time when people sing in Italian, they think we over-articulate, and we don't.
Yeah.
And so you know, sorry, I forgot the word. Sorry. A piacer mio, I really always try to stay around. Yeah. Force yourself. Obviously, you're not going to achieve this today. But when you think about this, io voglio di tal modo punirvi. A piacer mio la sentenza sarà. And I can make every word, but in the beautiful legato. Yeah. And I don't know how what you think out in, you know, there is, you know, but whatever it is, I always think at legato like an energy that I get from my belly, from this area, that I go always, quell'accio io cadeva. It's like I'm expanding out. I don't know how to say, you know. It's this sense that I have no limits, and I go wow, like this. Yeah. Try it round, round.
Io voglio di tal modo punirmi. A piacer mio la sentenza sarà. Ma se pagasse la vecchia pretendente bacarla in qual maniera?
I will, sorry, I will stop you. I'm sorry. Great. I don't see in your body. Yeah. So I don't see it in the sense that when you go, a piacer mio la sentenza sarà, papam, papam, it's over. And then you start. Oh. Ma se pagasse la vecchia pretendente, pagarla? He has no money. In qual maniera? Oh, e poi vi Antonio. So, I'm not, I always say, I hate when people go, because it means nothing, right? Yeah. But try to use your try to use your body to tell me the story. It really doesn't take very much. You are la sentenza sarà confident, and then the doubts start. Oh, it just needs a little thing of the body where you can see that from arrogant you go doubt. Yeah. Very little, very little. Yeah. Okay, and I need really own it. Yeah. Own it. And one suggestion I have, because this is what I do when I do arias not in my language, say it in Finnish. Yeah. Say exactly like you say it. Because I'm sure you will not go, oh, must say whatever is your language. You go, blah, 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 blah. You have inflection, right? Yeah. So you try to say it as many times in your language and then translate it in how you would say it in Italian. Yeah. And then you can decide, I want to stress this word, I'm going to take this pause, because it becomes natural.
Yeah, yeah. A piacer mio la sentenza sarà. Ma sei bagasse, la vecchia pretendente, magari in qual maniera. E poi d'Antonio, che ha un'incognita figara ricusa di dare una nipote in matrimonio. Coltivando l'orgoglio di questo mendegatto, tutto ciò va un raggiro.
Great. Il colpo è fatto, for me, is where your voice sounds the best. Yeah. Honestly, it's like on a line, all horizontal. It's gorgeous. Because sometimes when you do you try to do expression, you go a bit, a little bit, right? I'm exaggerating, obviously. I'm totally exaggerating. But this is, you lose the quality and the beauty of your sound. Yeah. And you should, if you do it twice because you make a joke in the piece, no problem. But when you do an aria like this, which is your aria, I would not, push like this. Yeah. Il colpo, I really saw it, and it was round, beautiful. Yeah. And so that is what you should achieve for all your range, if you can, okay? Do you mind to start the aria? Just vedrò mentre io... I'm sorry. I have to stop you. I really apologize. So, very good. There is one thing that, in my opinion, is you need to do is like e posseder dovrà vedrò per man d'amore. All these eighth are your friend for me. Are really your friend to help stay in the legato, because I know a lot of time the consonant, we think, the consonant. Actually, I think the consonant are our best friend to tie the vowels. And don't be afraid to be weak. I think it's amazing to be weak on stage. You know, if I possedere dovrà, vedrò per okay, amore, unito a un figlio oggetto, and then restò un affetto, it's like, che per me poi non ha, oh my God, che per me poi non ha, and then vedrò. Don't be afraid. I think it's a beautiful thing that we can see. He's not just an asshole, but he's actually, sorry, I should have not used that word. He's not just a bad boy, but you know, there is much more. There is much more to it. Okay, there is, for me, psychologically, it's much more complex than just somebody who runs around after a woman for 3 hours and 25 minutes. Okay, and so I would love to see it.
Yeah. Hey, vedrò per m'amore unita mia tetto che me resta un affetto che per me poi non ha, che per me poi non ha. Vedrò mentre sospiro felice un servo mio, vedrò che vecchio desio vedrò per m'amore unita via oggetto che me resta un affetto che per me poi non ha, che per me poi non ha. Vedrò a non lasciarti pace, non ho questo contento. Tu non accesti audace, per dare a me tormento, e forse ancor per ridere di mia infelicità. Già la speranza sola delle vendette mie quest'anima consola, e giubilar mi fa,
Wonderful, bravo. I just wanna tell you a couple of things. When you go, no, lasciarti in pace, non vo questo contento. Tu non nascesti audace. Don't do the sforzando, because then tu non nascesti audace per dare a me. So that is totally out of surprise. You know, you try to control yourself, but all of a sudden you can't. And if I may, when you go, quest'anima consola, they need to be, I don't know how to explain this, but don't try to save. Once they are in the right position, don't try to say, you know, because it tires you much more than be, quest'anima consola. Obviously, I'm a bass baritone, it's a completely different sound. But if I try, the breath goes up, and by the time you get to the end, I promise you, you're exhausted. Instead, once you have the right place of the C sharp, stay there. And you go, quest'anima, and stay in the same position. Absolutely in the same position. And I'm sorry, when you go di mia infeli, that's a sound that needs a little bit too piano. That's actually, if you want a shape, you can go quest'anima consola, giubilar mi fa, giubilar, this is a little bit the direction. You know, you cannot go jubilar, is a little bit too, it just doesn't go. And here actually the orchestra is actually quite forte in that point. And then please, they do a sforzando piano. He's really like, he has no more breath. So maybe don't do it too early because the orchestra is sforzando, but do, che lasciarti, questo contento. And I really love sometimes to be breathless. And spoiler alert, sometimes it's because I'm breathless, but at least, no, but the clever thing is to use it at your advantage. And everybody's going to go, oh, what an artist. No, I'm actually out of breath. but be smarter with this thing. It comes with age. It comes with age. I promise you, it comes with age. But let's try again from che lasciarti in pace.
Che lasciarti in pace.
Yeah, but not spoggiato. In Italiano, there is a word that's called spoggiato. It means a sound that has no support. Yeah. You can do intention, but still. What is the note? Che lasciarti in pace. And I'm still thinking about going down. Yeah. Because pace at 31, no problem. At 49, your muscle are going, I'm not giving it to you anymore. I'm too old and too tired for that. So don't abuse your youth, yeah?
Lasciarti in pace, non sto contento. Tu non acesti pace per dare a me tormento. Forse ancora per ridere di mia infelicità. Già la speranza sola delle vendette mie, quest'anima consola, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar.
I know yes, the F sharp, we know. No, the jubilar, that's honestly, that is the work that you have to do. Yeah. That for me is gorgeous. Yeah. Because it has higher resonances, you are really like completely vertical, you have so much space, it's beautiful. So you need to try to put that and whatever, experiment. Yeah. Because sometimes, you feel like you have to do and sometimes but try to find a mixture. Yeah. That is the place. Yeah. And when in doubt, go round for your kind of voice. Yeah. I'm not telling you artificially dark, but try to do darker than go yeah. Okay? Because it's really you lose the beauty of totally the beauty of your voice. It is too important that you stay in this, especially if you then want to grow your repertoire and do heavier stuff. Yeah. It's very important that you find this roundness on the voice. Okay, so don't ever do it. But D for you is not passaggio, right? At the beginning. Yeah, I know. And sometimes you're like, do I open it, do I close it? Yeah. I know. You see, I give you listen to. There is a recording of Luciano Pavarotti singing in Gemisco from the Verdi Requiem, and there is a B flat, statuens in parte de, and it's a pure but you hear A. And so it's unbelievable because after a certain range, Luciano was one A for me. Statuens in parte de. You hear A, but he sang A. And so you try to do the same thing here. Every time you sing you see, it sounds A for us, but you think A. So think A, say think A and sing A. Okay, bravo. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bravo. Wonderful, bravo.
Stride la Vampa from Il Trovatore di Giuseppe Verdi. Stride la Vampa, la folla indomita, corre a quel fuoco, lieta insegnata, parli di gioia, intorno echeggiano, cento di scherri, donna s'avanza, sinistra splende, sui volti orribili, la tetra fiamma che s'alza al cielo, che s'alza al cielo. Stride la Vampa, giunge la vittima, nero vestita, discinta e scalza, grida feroce, di morte levasi, l'eca il ripete, di balza in balza, sinistra splende, sui volti orribili, la tetra fiamma che s'alza al cielo, che s'alza al cielo.
Wow, brava, great. So you know the story about Azucena, right? And if I every time I look at a piece of music, and it's like in this case, which is 2 verses, I try to think how can I make them different. And to me, you started slightly too loud. Parliamo in italiano. No, you started too loud, and I tell you why. Because before this, there is the chorus of the zingari, of the gypsy, and it's so loud. And so I think it would be really interesting to I giorni a bella la zingarella, taradada, parapapa, and then out of nowhere, and you're talking to yourself, right? It just.
Yeah, I have a vision. I have a nightmare of this is my mother that's been burnt. It's years later, and I still have nightmares about that, and I see it. So I just
Correct.
And
Correct. And the sound and the chorus of the gypsy before made you think about it.
Yes.
So I think it's a little bit like you're staring at the fire, and all of a sudden, let's say that until the first forte, the first forte, urli, it's like we are hearing your inner voice.
Yes.
We are just, it's like in the movies when you see the face and you hear somebody speaking. It's exactly the same for me, you know? It's like, stride la vampa, la fall. And then all of a sudden, urli di gioia and continue. A couple of things, technically, I'm exaggerating, yeah? I'm always exaggerating just to more. Sometimes you are going forward.
Yes, I know.
You're going forward, and I think it's a mistake because you don't engage this part of your body. So you can have the same feeling of I don't know how to say, of telling a story, but stay in your, so that all the muscle in the back are engaged, your shoulder out, and this is really not great. This is not, because it's, I feel like the shoulder, they close, you don't use this, okay? And last thing, when you do I think you need to prepare it slightly before, if I may, because I'm not, obviously, I'm not a woman, and so I don't know physically if we feel the same thing, but I feel to be able to let the G, all this, I think the so that the A è girata 2 notes before the G, so that you only have to connect and then is exactly placed in the same space. So I have to say one thing. So practically the voice, you heard about the passaggio, correct? Yeah, the passaggio. And the passaggio is a little bit like a key. For me, it's 4 notes that we need to modify here to be able to then sing the high notes. Because you cannot go, you see, it's impossible. So I need to prepare, to be able to go up the notes that they are before. So instead of going like this, I would go, and then once it's a highway of sound, I just have to keep putting all the notes in the same hole, and then it happens. I don't know if it's clear, but I hope so. And so I just said to her that she should prepare this G slightly before, in my opinion, because and always you have a dark voice, always high intonation, because especially when you you have such a dark voice, there is a tendency of losing a little bit the overtones, and then it's not flat, but it's in flat in position, as I say. It's not really a flat note, but it does not have the whole roundness. Do you mind trying it again?
Of course.
And you really make something out of it. It's such a beautiful beginning, in my opinion. After so loud, and there is, the, how you call it, the hammers and everything, it's nice that all of a sudden it comes out of nowhere. You can't even think, where is the voice coming from? And then we realize it's you. For me, it's even less. Okay. Because there is almost nothing in orchestra, honestly. With a good conductor, you don't need to. And okay, sorry. Let's go back. I'm older than you, much older than you. And I saw Dolora Zacic from a broadcast in 1988 with Pavarotti. And she started this song and almost she didn't open her mouth. So not today, but as an idea, it's like, it's really, she had nothing, and it was so piano, and it was so really haunting, and really came out really nothing. I know it's not easy because I guess the tessitura is not, but really try to with almost and you did an A, and for me there is a little bit too verticali, sono troppo orizzontali. They are too horizontal for me. Even A, especially for me, is a complicated sound. As an Italian, because we have E, and E. And E is not a good sound for singing. Perché. We say perché, which is a narrow E, but it's not a good sound. We need to always, especially as Italian, find perché. It's much rounded, it's much more vibration, in my opinion. You mind? Thank you. Scary. We can give a little bit more color. Dai. Cavolo. Su, è la nostra lingua, dai. Dai, vai, scusa. Centa di scary. Yeah, which means, scary means...
like the police.
Yeah, like nasty
Nice
police
guy.
people, you know what I mean, you know, whatever, mafia thing, you know, come on, scary, and it's all there, it helps you also with the scary, come on. Chef.
Sinistra splende sui volti orribili, la tetra fiamma che s'alza a cielo, che
There is a B where you have to do the trillo. Yes, it's a B. Yeah, it says a huge crescendo.
Yes,
So
and I never know because this trill is so long, so I'm not sure if I have to repeat it at the start of every bar or if it's just
no, I would personally. Soile, is that look? I don't think I would repeat it honestly. I know, Soile. I know. No, but I think honestly I wouldn't. The thing that is really important for me is the crescendo,
Yes.
because once you are too loud too soon, there is no place to go. And it's also interesting. It's also interesting to go. And then you go into yes. Thank you. And I have to tell you, it's so intimidating to have colleagues there watching. And I'm dreading Wednesday when we see each other for the finale that they are gonna give us me notes. Anyway, and I just want to say the second half, because obviously you can, the second strophe, obviously, try to find something else. Maybe a little bit more marcato, something, because il secondo verso, you know, maybe do in delegato, do more stride, and then tan tan tararara, something that to keep it interesting,
Yes.
to keep it like, even though they already heard it, it's like new. It's oh wow, it's new. Okay, thank you.
Where should we go from? Shall we repeat
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. La te, that A is, for my ears, is not completely in tune.
Okay.
It's a little bit low in position.
Okay.
Okay, so just maybe keep, just give it a bit inside a bit more
Yes.
roundness. Grido di morte intorno echeggia sì, and then so when you do grido feroce, you please use the fact that we have grido to go on the E a bit more. To me, the E is a little bit too muddy. Muddy is a little bit too. I don't know how to split. Yes, there is a little bit. It's a little bit and I think you can still find the gre and a little bit more. You don't have problem on the space in your the way that you sing. Everybody's different, right? I always sang for me it was always the opposite. I have to work to find the space because I'm a tenor trapped in a bass baritone body, so I only wanted to do forward, and I have to work against my tendency. And you have the tendencies of go, so you need to focus a bit more, especially sounds like E, because E is a very complicated. The moment that you lose the shine, everybody hears it, everybody. So use the grido feroce di morte levasi, l'eco ripete di balza in ba. And as you're repeating the balza in balza and you use chest, the second one, give it, because you have more space, give it a special color, in my opinion. Yeah? And then sinistro, you can go back to piano. Yes. And one thing I was thinking, before the che sal, don't feel like you're rushing. You have to rush. Yes. Because there is no orchestra. And 99.9% of conductor will wait for you. Because che sal, salce, there is nothing, so don't feel like there is no need. You can take a good breath and do you mind to start from the second?
Yes.
A wonderful change of mood. Nero vestita, and you did di scinte scalza. I am telling you, you can go even further, and you can go di scalza, like something that is. It's like you can see it in front of you, and it's. Can you imagine they did that? It's my mother, and it's disgusting. Yes. Okay, you can, and it's a very nice scalza. And you don't have to, if you just pronounce well, it's half of the work is done.
Yes.
It changes everything. It's changing everything, and it's really good. And if I may say, once you go back to sinistra splende, and you do such a nice chest balza, then you can go back to a piano. Really, I think it would be nice balza. Ministras. Yeah, totally. And when you do la tetrafia, la e, when you work on this, you should go la tetrafia. What I meant to say that
It's a bit too open.
no, to even out the vowels. The I is a good vowel for you.
Yes.
Then try to put everything. Just try to modify the word. Just going la te.
What's the...
It's because it's la tetra, and it's really sometimes, you know, I really vocalize, especially on passages like this, you know, la ta, and when in doubt, go towards a, because a keeps the intonation always much higher.
Okay.
La te, la ta, okay, but. Always, and the same thing with ke sa, the same. It's practically you don't even have to do an a.
Yes.
Honestly, and I'm thinking totally, and it's you're gonna make your life much easier, in my opinion. El ciel, and this is for me. You need al ciel. Is not al ciel, it's al ciel, and it's focused. You really need to think small, because the moment that you go cha instead al ciel, and then you can go from there. Once it's in the right place, you can open it up. Okay? Do you mind to go again from sinistra splendida until the end?
Sinistra splendida. Soli volti orribili, notte chisata a cielo,
Brava, wonderful. Bravo Valeria. Bravo Valeria. No, bravo. Oh, true.
Chi son? Sono un poeta, che cosa faccio? Scrivo e come vivo, vivo. In povertà mia lieta, sciallo da gran signore, rivedini d'amore, per sogni e per chimere, e per casselli l'aria. L'anima mia
Wow. You know, he's 27 years old. I think it's, not yet. Yeah, so he's 26, even worse. Even worse. I mean, it's the quality of the voice, the material is unbelievable, honestly. It's unbelievable. But I'm here to find issues, so I have to say something, right? There is one rule, a general rule about this repertoire for me, which is we need to be very precise rhythmically. And this is a repertoire where it's all about allargando, accelerando, rubati, and rhythmically you need to be very, very precise to show the conductor that you know it, so then he trusts you and he's going to follow you. If you come and, for example, if you come and the beginning is like a little bit, I don't know where I'm going, and I feel it's a little bit like a Napolitanian song, and you know I'm waiting here, it's very hard. First of all, it's very hard to follow you, and second, a conductor is going to say, wait a second, it's like, I need, I have 60 people to whom I have to give instruction. So this is for me, it's very important. And to me, this is such a beautiful song, and I understand technically it's very complicated, but I think you can make your life much easier if you try to find places and moments where you can rest and you can be a bit more, communicative. It's not just about the voice. You know, and you're getting away with a lot of things now because you're 26, and then when you when you get into your 30 and late 30s, you don't get away because the cartilage on your larynx are not the same, because the strength of your muscles are not the same. So I'm encouraging you to, with the material that you have, to really find a bit more of a balance and a bit more dynamics, so that you don't feel like you have to give everything all the time. Yeah? Because this actually, to me, is a very intimate. There is a lot of piano in this aria from the beginning. And I know that, it's very hard to sing it, cold, I get it. But, Che giri da manina is just like really nothing, And you have nothing in orchestra, so you don't have to worry about balance, yeah? And there are very few things where you can really let yourself go. That's the first time. But until then, also chi sono. And I love how is the energy of a 26-year-old that takes a too longer fermata on the B flat, and then he says, "Oh Jesus, I still have 2 A flats to sing." And I love it because I've done the same mistakes too. Not in this, I was like, "Oh, I can kill the universe," and then you're like, "Yeah, but I need pride to kill the universe." And so be smart even there, chi sono e che faccio, because it's really, this is probably with the C is the most difficult phrase in the whole piece. And if I may, when you're trying to seduce a girl, so you need to be charming. One thing that I noticed, and is a suggestion. I had a period where when you are not secure about your technique, you try to compensate with movement. And so I was searching. So every time I had like a long phrase of high notes, I would go to do something to somehow distract my body from actually doing the thing that it was supposed to do, or trying to help it. So and I'm exaggerating, yeah, okay? And because there is also audience and it's funny. You went really a little bit like karate, yeah? And try, honestly, because I think it's going to help you much, much more to just, you put your feet down and you just sit there and you sit on your breath and your diaphragm. And if you want to do a movement, but not all the time. For my taste, right? For my taste. And try to be a little bit more delicate. Because, like, for example, once you say, "I'm going to tell you who I am, what I do," the middle part is really easy. Chi son, sono un poeta. And I think you don't have this planned. So make us see when you sing, chi son, sono un poeta. E cosa faccio? Scrivo. E come vivo? I have nothing. I live. And it's easy, and you're young, and your life in front of you. And even if you're struggling, you think it's the best time of your life. And you have one thing that when you get older, it gets less and less. That is hope. You have hope. You have a future in front of you that you think you can create, and you can, influence. This is amazing, because it's this, in Italiano we say spensieratezza. It's like living without sorrows, and it's the best time of your life, and you're sharing with your friends, and it's wonderful, And so I really want to feel this love for life, and the fact that you saw a girl and you just had to look at her and you felt you think she's incredibly beautiful. I want to really, what you say afterwards, like, I'm so poor, but if actually I could count the money in terms of dreams or having hopes or building things, I'm a billionaire. This is such a beautiful phrase, you know. We, bass baritone, die hoping to sing this phrase. Don't throw it away. We all grow up, we are like, those tenors. You can get to sing it really. Per sogni e per chimere e per castelli in aria. I'm a billionaire. It is so beautiful. Make us dream with you. You have the goods, yeah? You have the voice. But I'm really, apart from the interpretation, what I meant to say, I know I talk too much, what I meant to say is that try to use the interpretation to help you technically, and then you will solve some technical thing, and it will help the interpretation. They go really hand in hand, the two, honestly, because if sometimes you're like, there in that phrase I get tired, give less, find a color, find another way to say, and you will then grow technically, and then you will not get tired anymore. But it's so beautiful, this aria, honestly. And don't go, because if I for a goal, I was like, thank you, I'm fine, see you. Okay, can you try a bit more delicate?
Yeah.
Sorry interrupting. I love the fact that you went, oh no. I loved it, thank you. But I'm just saying, you don't have to stand here, at your age I was so shy. And for me to be in front of an audience, I didn't know what to do. And so, and so if it helps, you can use the piano and go, and lean a little bit and think that your girl is, the girl that you like is right in front of her. Forget about them, just go, che gelida manina, se la lasci riscaldar, and then, cercar che giova, question mark. It's dark. We're never going to find it. If you don't speak Italian, it doesn't matter. But read it in your language, and you would not say, che cercar che giova al buio non si trova. You say, what's the point in looking? You'll never find it. It's already, the what you're going to say changes completely. Okay?
Okay.
Do you mind?
Yep. Che gelida manina, se la lasci riscaldar, cercar che giova, al buio non si trova.
I like what you do, but you didn't finish the first thought. So, qui la luna l'abbiamo vicina. Aspetti. It's another thought. So you said, hey, the moon is close to where we are because we live in the worst place of the building. Wait. It's much more interesting that you finish one thought, Qui la luna l'abbiamo vicina, aspetti signorina. And when you do semi, if you want, you can always You know, aspetti, signori. It looks good. You don't move your hands, and you know you killed two birds with one stone. I have only one thing, but obviously we are not going to solve it today. Cercar che giova. This is like F G is your passaggio. F sharp.
Yeah.
G.
F sharp.
Yeah, F sharp. Yeah. Those sounds need to be, now you're talented, shamelessly talented, and you don't have, they come natural to you. I'm just telling you, those sounds need a little bit attention, in protection, in my opinion. I call it protection because in Italiano we say aperto ma coperto. You know what I mean? Open but covered. And covered is not a word that I like too much, so I always say protected, meaning there is one thing to go, cercar, and here for me Luciano, it's a master of this. The passage of Pavarotti was perfection, and it was so amazing because he never ever opened an F sharp. Never above F sharp, he never even la mi fu rapita par mi veder le lacrime l'este aida is always 50-50. It's not open, but it's not celeste aida. It's not that 50-50. And now you don't need it because you are young and it happens. But honestly, think about it, especially when you do this repertoire. Because if you did Mozart, sometimes you can open a sound, nobody cares, it's fast, but in this repertoire you won't survive. Okay? I love it because chi son? I'm Marico from Trovatore. No, listen, there is one thing. You need to plan it next time. Next time, we don't have to repeat it, but le dirò con due parole. Chi sono e che fa? You know, don't. I know it's the first time that you say it's a B flat. I want to make sure I have it, but you have to plan it because it's for us audience. It's much better that the chi sono is not that long, but you get to the end of the aria thinking you have breath for days. Then I had chi sono, che sono. It looks much worse. So next time, plan it. You know, take a good breath and say, okay, I'm going to do this. And, you know, if I do a little fermata, then I'm going to do in tempo, because otherwise I don't get to the end, okay? And for me, when you do chi son, it's much easier. Try not to sing always like 85% of your energy. Try. And then you can adjust, yeah? You can see if it carries, and there is nothing in the orchestra. There is no reason. Your voice is big, and so, you know, try to be natural. Chi son, sono un poeta. Okay? Let's try it from chi son.
Chi son, sono un poeta, che cosa faccio? Scrivo, e come vivo, vivo.
Yeah, I can't shut up, sorry. Oh God, sorry guys. There are 3 questions. I need to hear 3 colors. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy, you know. Yes, you have a great voice. Don't be lazy. We still need to have music. So, chi son, sono un poeta. Che cosa faccio? Scrivo. E come vivo? Vivo. Yeah? Something. Whatever it is, you don't have to do, you decide what you have to do, but you have 3 questions. I want to hear 3 different colors, 3 different way to do it. Okay?
Okay. Chi son, sono un poeta, che cosa faccio? Scrivo, e come vivo, vivo.
Bravo.
In povertà mia lieta, sciallo da gran Signore, rimedini d'amore, per sogni e per chimere.
First of all, sorry, I'm so sorry. So the beginning you did vivo ta. You did in povertà, and then if you take the tempo in povertà mia lieta, and be smart, don't go sciallo da gran Signore. Rimedi, this to me feels actually, I know that it says andante, it's a little bit different tempo, but this for me as a forward movement is not slower. In povertà mia lieta, sciallo da gran signora, rimedin, just keep going, so that the conductor is following you, but in a forward movement, okay?
In povertà mia lieta, sciallo da gran Signore, rimedini d'amore, per sogni e per chimere, e per castelli in aria. L'anima mia un'aria. Ruban tutti gioie
If I have one thing for me, the la is you need to prepare it more. It's now it's almost open. You know, it's exciting, yeah. It's exciting. It's one thing I don't want you to, you know, that happens to you is like Giuseppe Di Stefano. He was gifted, never solved the passaggio, and when the body gave in, it just he didn't know what to do. You need to, you know, you cannot have a G before a high C open. It's. I tell you, you get away now. It's never going to happen. And if I may, because. I really don't care that there is audience. You need to choose your repertoire very, very carefully. And I tell you because the business needs voices like yours. And it's always a pity that somebody at 26 sings this, then you get a repertoire that is too early for you, and then we don't have the great voices because we don't give them the time to mature. Okay? So I beg you, choose the repertoire because to me, this is, if you want to work with your teacher, this, fantastic. I think there is so much more repertoire that you can do at your age that is less demanding. And I'm thinking a stupid one, you know, Elisir d'Amore. I know that tenors hate to sing this role, but, you know, honestly, it's, the orchestra is half of the size. It forces you to be much more precise in terms of positions and in terms of passaggio, and it forces you to really work on it. And you can do that without ruining your instrument, okay? And I tell you my personal thing, I sang a role when I was 40. And I always wanted to sing when I was in my 30s. And I was like, oh my God, it's such an amazing role. I want to sing. And then the first offer, I was 40. And I swear when I sang it, on stage, I said, thank God I'm 40 and I was not 30. Because at 30, I would have died. Honestly, died. And at 40, I had a tool, a box of tools, if that's English, I don't know, technically that allow me to get through it. And at 30, I would have pushed and I would have damaged myself, honestly. So please, you know, when you choose your repertoire, choose it wisely and don't go into heavy stuff because yes, without doubt you can sing it, but you are 26. And there is another thing, which is if you sing everything too early, there is no way to go. If your favorite role, you sing it by the time you're 30. What are you doing from 30 to 40? At least there is some like excitement to say there is a path, you know, there is a discovery. And I tell you, once you are in rehearsal and you have to sing it, you know, stage orchestra, almost every other day or every day, and then you have a dress rehearsal, and then you are tired because they gave you a costume fitting, and then there is the orchestra, and the set is completely not acoustic friendly. It really asks even more what you think, really. So try to sing a little bit more, for me, lighter stuff, lighter, you know, I don't, you know, at the moment I only think about Nemorino, but you know, even try the aria of Traviata, there is so much lighter things to, you know, Fenton in fast stuff, I don't know, now but there is so much more before you approach something like this. If you do it with your teacher, perfect, but not for a competition and not at 26, okay? Thank you very much. You're amazing.
mattino, occhio che parla e ride, sguardo che cor conguide, chioma che vince le mano, sorriso incantator, sorriso incantator. Alma innocente ingenua che se medesima ignora, modestia impareggiabile bontà che innamora ai miseri pietosa, gentile dolce amorosa, il ciel l'ha fatta nascere che far beato un cor, per far beato un cor. Il ciel l'ha fatta nascere per far beato un cor, per far beato un cor. Il ciel l'ha fatta nascere per far beato, per far beato un cor.
Bravo. I really liked your stage presence and how easy and comfortable you look when you sing. I really like it. We talked yesterday, right? I have an idea about the thing about the veil in the voice. By the way, I thought about yesterday. Sorry, and to me, you have a shine in the voice in the upper register, and we need to bring that down, because the middle voice to me is a little bit too opaque, if that's a word. Try to read through my words, right? It's a little bit, it does not have the shine and the forward position that it could do. And obviously you do a lot of German lieder, I guess, and it's a little bit of a different technique, right? But you need to try to find, for me, the right core of your sound.
Yeah.
And I was thinking the other day, maybe maybe you should try something where you really find for me helps to go something like ha, and I feel the sound. Yes, I produce it here, but I feel like it resonates everywhere and almost like a third eye, kind of.
Okay.
I don't know if it works, but you need to find, because sometimes when you do some colors, it's really, I feel it's a little bit stuck here.
Okay.
Okay. And it's not. It's if you do songs, it's not such a big deal. But if you want to do opera, it is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. And I always believe the voice is like a diamond, and it's not that it's ready. The first time they take it out, it's piece of dirt. And then with your teacher, you go and you start cleaning up, and then you say the shape, and then you start cutting it, and then you clean up some more. So it's a process, right? And but I wish you could have a bit more of this forward sound.
Okay.
Still thinking. My question to you for this piece: do you think he thought about this before, or is coming up on the moment?
I think it's very in the moment.
So
very spontaneous.
Very good. So I would like you to show it to me that, bella siccome un angelo, what? In terra pellegrino, fresca siccome il giglio. And now what I'm going to say, che s'apre su mattino. Savor it. Sul mattino. And for me, he's enjoying him. I love this aria because he enjoys himself so much. Yeah. Because Pasquale is so, how you say in English, gullible, something like this, easily impressed, exactly, and so is a challenge with himself to throw big words and make him believe when in fact. There is already the plan is already done. It's you know exactly what is going. Okay, for your exercises, do you work out before you sing? Do you what do you do when you warm up?
You mean like physically?
Yes.
I stretch.
Yeah.
My legs very important, and I try like my shoulders.
Okay. Do you go for a jog or something?
Yeah, sometimes earlier in the day.
Okay. Because one thing that works for me when I don't have the ping in the voice, 5 to 10 minutes of jogging, it's like miracle. All of a sudden, my body's like ta-da, and all of a sudden I can see. For me, but we are different because I'm Italian, and I have a position when I speak completely different, I guess. But for me, it's very important that when I say that I feel it around, and I feel it here, and I feel it here, not the nose, but right here, and I produce it, but it's all, somehow, like the voice is a little bit outside me, it's like, I don't try to, yes, it's inside, but you need to think it like it's, I don't like projection because you cannot throw the voice anywhere. But think about a place for you that works where is really is almost as close to as possible, right? Because that's resonant, and then you can educate and fix. Okay? Do you mind to try again?
Sure.
Thank you.
Siccome un angelo in terra pellegrino, fresca siccome il giglio, che s'apre su mattino.
Sorry to interrupt you. When you work this at home, now it's beautiful, right? And it's very educated. The sound, I don't know how to say. No, educated is not the word, but elegant and sophisticated. Yeah. Maybe can you do the beginning, please? Bella. When you work at home, try to find this, and then you will find a little bit more forwardness in the sound.
Okay.
Instead of going, bella siccome un angelo, for the studying. I'm not saying that you have to sing like this, by all means. But, bella siccome un angelo. Obviously, it's not how I want to sing it. Yeah. But you can you can push and find where really the voice is completely out. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know. It's really, it's not easy, I tell you. Because I don't know what works for you, right? I don't know how you You know, it's interesting that singing, I think, because I had a teacher that kept telling me one thing, and for 10 years I was like, I have no idea what she's talking about. And then one teacher said to me, gave me an imagery, and I was like, that? Okay, that I can do. And then I realized that it was exactly the same thing that the first teacher was telling me. It's just like, for me, what she was saying didn't work for me. And so it's not easy to tell somebody, you know, I can say, yeah, do this, but it's not, you know, it doesn't help you. But I want you to really, when you are at home, experiment. Okay, on this way to have it a bit more Italian.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. Siccome l'angelo in terra pellegrino cresca siccome il giglio che s'appresso un mattino occhio che parla e ride sguardo che cor combine
Cor for me is a little bit too, you know, guardo che il cor, you know, it's an E flat, which for you is nothing. Yeah, it's for me is a problem, for you it isn't. And I never sing a pure O. Or for me it's a tricky sound. Because it always a little bit, if you go to O, then it's flat. And so do ao. Sguardo che il cor ao, you know? A car. Maybe when you work, think a bit more. Guardo che il car, and then you can go che il cor. But there is the space of the A. And the other thing I just want to say, for me, the liquid, and you go ah, right? You know, the A for me is a little bit too oh. And it's what is it? D flat, C, right? Still in the beauty and in the roundness, but try to not go. You don't need this because the way that you sing, you don't need to do extra space for me.
Great. Occhio che parla e ride, sguardo che cor conguide, chioma che rincevano, sorriso incantator. Alma innocente ingenua che sempre sbagliora, modestia impareggiabile bontà che innamora ai miseri pietosa, gentile, dolce, amorosa. Cella fatta nascere per far beato ancor.
I have a question, sorry. I have a question. When you sing like this, or before, what do you think about producing it?
I'm thinking of biting into it a bit.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes when you sing, I hear a little bit. I'm exaggerating, yeah. You know,
Okay.
because maybe not necessarily going like behind the nose and do this kind of sound.
Yeah.
Means maybe for you sounds bigger, but it doesn't sound big outside. So interesting enough, Birgit Nilsson, she was asked, when you sing, what do you feel? And she's like, oh, I feel like a little point here. And then, you know, when she opened her mouth, it's like,
Yeah.
you know. So no, I don't think they're necessarily going, you know, it helps. I think more, and you know, I'm trying to find an image for you, a little bit like you put them on your palate behind the teeth, something, I don't know. For me, it's like I can feel it everywhere, and I can feel it. You know, yes, it's like biting, but it can never be. This is not what I, you know, like when you go, all mine, you know, try to find a little bit. There is, when you go up, I feel like you are accessing another space, and I don't hear it in the rest.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know, because I can't, you know, you can't fix problem in 30 minutes, obviously, and we are just, you know, discussing. But when you go up on a you have really a completely different space. I feel like you're going somewhere.
Okay.
And we need to help modulate this and find this for the rest of the voice.
Yeah.
Because the style is there, you know. I really like it, the way that you do, how you know. This is Italian. We can discuss about the words that you can stress. Do you mind to try again the second? Yes. Listen, when you go up, your larynx is completely down, and you open, and you need to find the same place also for the middle.
Yeah.
So when you sing, when you work, and this I do it too. You just put your hands, and then you open, right, and then you make sure that it stays there, and that it doesn't go up. And you make sure that it's all about the space.
So it's going up a bit
in the middle, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw now, for example, when you go up, it's really, and then there is an openness.
Yeah.
An openness. Maybe, you know, maybe something that can help you. You know, yeah, something where you don't change, because I feel for the middle range it comes so easy to you that you don't actually work.
Lazy singers.
Oh yeah, no, but it's you know, I feel like it's almost an extension of your speaking voice, and so you don't actually connect and do the same technical activities that you do for the rest, because actually the rest you need to work.
Yeah.
So it's great that you have such ability, but maybe also the middle requires attention on technically.
Yeah.
It is so easy that, and when you do some colors, then I can really see that you go into almost speaking voice. Yes, it's beautiful, but yeah. This for me, one singer that helped me tremendously was, I don't know if you know him, Boris Christoph. Is a Bulgarian bass of the 70s, and for me, because he always sang. And it's not about replicating, it's about the space. One thing that I didn't have when I do Mozart, Notte, giorno, fatica, why do I have to work when he comes out? And the orchestra, and the conductor is happy and the audience can hear it. Yeah. And the truth is that, yes, until you're young, it works. But actually now I would do not because it's, you cannot keep going this. Yeah. Okay, and he does really no, and it's the space inside, and I can see when he sings that he's so open in the larynx, and he doesn't do anything. He put everything else, and it never goes up. It just keeps it open. Okay, think about it, with your teacher, okay? Because it's very important that you solve this, find the full potential that you have in your voice. The artist is there, that's not a question. Yeah. That's not a question. But the orchestra, to have a sound that carries and have a sound that is present, always. And one thing that I did a lot of time is going around the piano, running while singing. It's something that has helped me getting rid of the veil in the voice when I'm tired. Yeah, I really do. I'm not joking. I really go around and go really notte giorno, because you find I find that it wakes everything up. Okay, but try it. I cannot, try it. But for me, try about this thing with the larynx. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Do you have any questions? Anybody has a question? Okay. Good. Thank you.
Lämmin kiitos Lukalle ja meidän kaikille upeille laulajille Johannekselle, Valerialle, Filipille ja Gabrielille. Mirjam Helin laulukilpailun oheisohjelma jatkuu seuraavaksi Espan lavalla, jossa on juuri alkamassa kilpailun laulajien konsertti. Kello 17.30 nuorisokuoro Kalante esiintyy päälämpiössä ja heti sen perään kello 18 jatkuu Sulasolin yhteislaulut. Lämpimästi tervetuloa niihin. Huomenna täällä samassa tilassa Kameraatassa kuullaan soprano Dawn Upshawn mestarikurssi. Lämpimästi tervetuloa myös sinne.